Hi all. Today we can go through facts report engine. As we know that report engine is a tool for making reports. If you want to make a report, normally we need to design the form for the parameters. Now in our facts, if you want to generate any kind of reports, report parameter forms can generate dynamically through our mechanism called facts report engine. For that, we can define a procedure. We need to write a procedure for that. How we can configure a report engine parameter definition. Okay, we can go through our menu, go to utilities, report engine parameter definition. Here we can create a new document for that. For creating a new report parameter definition, create new. Then you can specify document number, particular report number you can mention, and description report name you can mention, and procedure name. So if you already created a procedure, you can select that procedure. From that, it will automatically show in the all the parameters need to give to the procedure. And report name, and based on that report, any particular crystal report, if you are defined that report name, you can specify here. Then you can select that report. Then template, if you have any Excel template, or particularly if you are generating for Excel template, then you have defined already templates you defined, that name you can specify here. And default graph type, if you want to generate a graph, that graph type you can mention. And normally how we are giving that report output status, it's a preview, or it need to be exported into Excel, or it's a zoom mode, or whatever it is, that you can select from here. Then we need to have a configuration like parameter definition. Here you can define in the whatever the type, if it's a date field, or it's a free text area, or like that we can define. I will show you one configured report. See, now you can see here is a document number is 420, and the description certificate expiry report, and it's a procedure name, underline procedure USP training certificate expiry. And then there is no report name. We didn't created any crystal report. We are not defined any crystal report. It's a dynamic report. It is generating in the zoom mode. So report output mode as a zoom. And here you can see here serial number 1 2 3 4 different fields like str from date. It's a while getting a form, what we need to show in the caption for the parameter, that is parameter caption, it is showing here. So we can edit this one, and can edit, and you can specify the, okay, if you want to say the from date, okay, we can mention specify from date, and what need to show in expiry in months. And it's a, this one is a VB new ID, is a new ID, as you are all aware, that's a unique ID is generating. That one we can go under is VB new ID. If it is this tick mark, we need to put for the identifying this field is a new ID, so system will automatically generate that ID. And here you can see control type, so whether it is a date time, or a free text, or text box, that control type we are defining here. So you can see as it is a drop down list, or numeric box, fax multi-line text box, or numeric grid component, fax date dropper, or link label, like that we can define here. And even in that, if you want to give any default date or default parameter, other settings, we can do it here. Our normal design control kind of stuff is available here, so you can specify the property for the each control here. If you can see here month, see here we can see here default date, or you can format. If you want to specify any specific format, it will show here. You can apply here. And you can see here grouping. Our report engine, or normal reports, we are giving as a grouping fields for multiple grouping if you want to select. For that, for enabling that, we can add a grouping field here. In that, we need to give us a fax link label. Fax link label is using for our grouping. So in link label, if you want to define, you can see here we need to give a report grouping and filter, and this is the mandatory thing we need to code. So what it is mentioned in the grouping table code, which grouping we want to get, it's showing as an EMB MST, it's an employee master groupings. So if you have other groupings like salary register or stock master grouping, so that type we need to give here. Based on that, grouping will work. And here you can see roles. Normally how we are assigning to this particular report is under for which roles. You can select it here, and if you want to give us a usage, that also you can select here. And report presentation. A report presentation is showing as a separate report as a menu item and within the list. Some reports, when it is creating, it need to be a separate menu item. For that particular use, you can tick this as a separate menu item and save. It will come as a menu item. And if it is within the list, it will show us our report engine viewer. We have other option kind report engine viewer. This is the definition, and in the viewer normally we are viewing the report. So in that view, I will show you after this. I will show that how it will be available in the report engine viewer. Okay, within the list means it will show all in a list form. And group 1, this one actually normally the same mechanism we are using for the dashboard settings also. In that dashboard settings we can group based on the module devices, and in that we can assign a sub notification kind of stuff, and sort order also we can give. For that purposes we are using this group 1, group 2 and sort order. As I told that a group 1 and group 2 and sort order, the use of these three you can see in the start page. See here you can see the notifications and sales, in that salesman performance or accounts or remainders like this. For defining this one we are keeping, like you can see here that HR and payroll module, like this we are keeping. Best example I will show you. So you can see here, you can see the grouping, subgroup and group. So generally remainders in that, book and properties, insights, or if you can see here, okay, this is the grouping level, HR and payroll, in that remainders and notifications, in that you can see here all things. So how this is configuring, you can see here. See, this is the group 1, it's a remainders, and group 2 HR and payroll, and sort order 1. So based on that this will show you. See, you can see here HR and payroll, the remainders and notification is there. This is the remainders, in the remainders HR and payroll, the HR and payroll employee document expiry having the first order. So you can see here employee document expiry, this is the first one, and start page. Second one is that group insurance policy, report engine login reminder, group insurance policy. So this is the use of this three field: group, subgroup and sort order. So once all the things are defined, you can save the report engine parameter definition. Once you saved this one, once you saved the data is available in a basically we are using three different tables. One is the report engine header, one is the report engine details, one is the another table, report engine control details. So once you are saved that one, it will go to the three different tables. This will help you to transport a report from the development data to our production data. So you can see here, this is the three tables as I mentioned: report engine header, report engine details and report engine control details. You can select this one. You can see the header table having all the description or underlying procedure and any roles you selected or any user token know, and the active status and who created and other things. And report engine details, it is containing that parameter details like from date, month, the duration, that parameters. And what it is saving in the report engine control details, it is basically saving all the control related details, like what are the formats if you are giving for a particular date control, that all the details are saving in the report engine control details. So we need to know these tables where the report, once it is a report engine, once we created a new report definition, which all are the tables are used for this particular document. So whenever you are transporting a new report from the development data to production data, so these three tables data need to transport to the development site. So you can see here what the custom format or text box, grouping, code, those things are saving in the control details. Okay, now we are going to the report engine reports, report engine view. Okay, so as I explained to you before, it's a list. So what all are the defined parameter, what all are the reports we defined, it will show us in the list. So this is what it is showing as a show in the list. So when you are putting this within the list, it will show as a report engine, this is the list it called, so it will show it here. This is the outcome of the parameter definition. See, we defined only the procedure we defined, and we put all the procedure and parameter captions we given. It's automatically created a form for the interface for the report. So certificate expiry report, from date you can select, expiry in months we can put as a pretext, and this is the report grouping and filtering. It will come like our report grouping and filtering, how it is working. Okay, and you need to just generate the report. This is the zoom mode, it will come like this. And if you are giving us a list separate menu item, it will show it here like a separate menu item, and one another menu will come here, so we can show it as a separate menu. So thank you.